Car owners love their cars. This is the norm. But with EVs, it doesn't appear this is the norm. According to a newly released report, EV owners do not like their EVs. There are various reasons for this, but chief among them is the fact that EVs have several issues. Of course, gas cars also have issues. However, the issues associated with EVs are said to be 10 times more than those of gas cars. If you drive a gas car and you think your car is problematic, you have no idea how challenging owning an EV is. You see, a lot is happening with EVs. Some of them have killed people, while others have caught fire right in the middle of the road. There could be lots of reasons for this, and these various reasons are linked to the crazy flaws associated with EVs. The flaws linked to EVs are not new, but lots of people do not even know they exist because the government has successfully hidden them. When EVs first came on the scene, they were marketed as the future, but they have not been living up to this hype. So if you were looking to buy one because of the hype around them, you might have to consider having a change of mind, as there isn't any real guarantee of your safety if you drive an EV. As we go on, I will let you in on 3 crazy flaws of EVs and go through an EV report that could crash the EV market. But in the meantime, please smash the like and share buttons. Also, subscribe to this channel if you are new here. EVs have never exactly had a smooth ride. However, they are going through the longest night ever. As bad as this night might seem, things could be worse, as this long night might end up being the only reality EVs know. EVs are currently in a tight spot, but hybrids are even in a much tighter position. According to EV reports, the problems faced by hybrids are more than double those faced by EVs. You see, while these cars were being built, computer screens were preferred over mechanical parts. Initially, this seemed like a cool feature. Sadly, it has turned out to be a major flaw. Due to the flaws associated with EVs and hybrids, a good number of EV owners have exchanged their EVs for gas cars. EVs have not turned out to be what lots of car enthusiasts expected. This might be the reality. However, not many people saw this coming. Just in 2021, about 81% of EV owners revealed they would buy an EV again. Interestingly, about 50% of these people were Tesla users. This meant Tesla EVs were perceived to offer more satisfaction than other EVs. Well, it is surprising how the percentage of EV owners who showed an interest in getting another EV dropped from 81% to 50% 2 years later. These folks did not change their minds because they suddenly grew tired of EVs. There were obvious flaws that they didn't feel they wanted to keep dealing with. EV owners have had to deal with issues they'd never anticipated. And if you think those with regular EVs are the only ones with this problem, you might want to think again. People who own EVs from luxury brands like Mercedes-Benz are also dealing with the same issue. It might appear that EVs not living up to expectations is the only thing lovers of electric vehicles have to worry about. But that's not the case. Right now, a lot is happening with EVs, and there is no guarantee that they are safe. EV brands all over the world are recalling their cars. This is not the first time something like this has happened. But the figures are scary, and even if things work out perfectly shortly, several people might never get back to the point where they will be able to comfortably ride in an EV. Tesla, which is regarded as the sweetheart of EVs, is the brand with the most scary figures as far as recalling cars is concerned. Just in China, this car brand has recalled 1.6 million units of its EVs. Of course, China is big, so you might want to justify this huge figure. But you know these vehicles were not recalled from China alone. We might not want to go into details about the number of Tesla EVs recalled from various parts of the world. As much as the details will be shocking, even more shocking is the reason for this massive recall. You see, if you have an idea why Tesla had to recall its cars, you might never want to ride in an EV again. Tesla had to recall several cars because of steering software glitches. But that's just one of the reasons for this recall. Another reason for this large-scale recall is the challenges with its door locking system. If you are not into cars and have no idea how grave these challenges are, you can simply picture your EV acting on its own and going against your commands. As crazy as the challenges associated with the cars recalled from China are, they are just one half of the issues faced by Tesla EVs. Not long ago, in addition to the 1.6 million cars recalled from China, Tesla also recalled about 2 million cars from the United States alone. This time, these cars were recalled for autopilot software glitches. To help you better understand what happened, Tesla EVs were recorded to have killed a couple of people. This gives you an idea of how challenging owning a Tesla EV can be. Tesla is largely considered the face of EV cars, and if you think this issue of recall is peculiar to Teslas alone, you have no idea what is happening in the EV world. Just like Tesla, the Ford Mustang Mach-E had to make some recalls because of some challenges with its battery. One would assume that a software update was good enough to fix this battery challenge. Sadly, it wasn't enough. This battery issue had to be fixed manually, and the busted electrical centers of all these recalled cars had to be worked on. If only a couple of Ford Mustang Mach-E cars needed their batteries fixed, just maybe, this wouldn't have been a big deal. But that's not the case, as about 50,000 cars had to be recalled. This recall party was not limited to Ford and Tesla. Chevrolet and Volkswagen were not left out. If the recall of various EV brands was all the problem electric vehicles had, some folks would overlook it. But there is more. With the many problems plaguing EVs, it is easy to say we moved a little too fast and are not ready for the era of EVs. They probably came a little too early. Earlier, we mentioned EVs having some flaws that the government doesn't want car users to know. As much as EVs are not the only cars with flaws, it doesn't appear the world is ready to deal with their flaws yet. One of the major flaws associated with EVs is that they are prone to fire. If you think these fires can be easily handled with your fire extinguisher, you have another thing coming. EVs are prone to fires, and firefighters still have an issue dealing with these fires. These cars have a system of mechanics that is different from what is obtainable with regular cars. They are made from different materials, so dealing with EV fires is such a big deal. EVs can catch fire at any time, and this isn't something you might get used to. Well, if this was the only EV flaw, maybe car lovers would find a way around it. There are others, and one of them is charging. Unlike fueling your car at the gas station, charging an EV takes time. When charging at home, your patience will surely be tested. Although not everyone is patient enough to charge their EV at home, EV charging centers are not as widespread as gas stations. Well, even if you have one close to you, charging is slower during the winter. If you can deal with the other flaws associated with EVs, the price tags they come with are ones you might never totally find a way around. When looking to buy an EV, you must be willing to part with $60,000. This might not be a lot for some people. However, for others, it is a lot of money. Imagine spending so much on an EV only to deal with any of its major flaws, or even lose it to a fire. This is something car enthusiasts are not ready for. But do you think it is enough to make EV owners hate EVs? Kindly tell us what you think in the comment section below. See you in the next video.